Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third round of the 2019 South Florida Open PDGA A-Tier, taking place outside of West Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale area. Terry Miller, the disc golf guy, along with Thomas Gilbert how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I am doing well. We're here for the afternoon round. Everyone just got done watching the morning round taking place at this same park, and the top three look to be in the same spot, but there's a little more distance between you and Chris Dickerson. What's going on?
Yeah, he had a phenomenal first round here at Markham. I believe it was 1080 rated unofficially, so I'm curious to see what that gets up to. But yeah, fantastic round by Chris and able to gain 9 strokes on me.
Yeah, and we see Randon is all knotted up with you at that 11 under, and then welcoming to the card is Benjamin Stemen. Hails from Florida, and I've seen him the last few years. It's one of my favorite parts about traveling around the country and filming some of these tournaments that aren't necessarily on the big tours. I get introduced to players like Benjamin, who we don't necessarily see out there week in and week out, and a great player, of course, as he parks hole one.
Yeah, great shot there by Ben. Nice to see a local guy on the card today.
And after Randon went out of bounds, he's going to have an easy up and down, walk away with the bogey.
Here I am about circle's edge. That's a nice putt to build some confidence on hole one.
Yeah, and it looked like halfway there you knew it was in. That was a really solid putting stroke.
Yeah. And Chris doing the same thing. Really nice putting stroke.
Yeah, he answers during the morning round. He kind of hit the right side chain and it just barely flopped out on him. He was a little bit closer for that one.
Yeah.
But he makes the adjustment. He gets the birdie, and Ben's going to take the birdie as well. So just like that, we've got 3 birdies, and they're all kind of leaving Randon behind as he's going to lose 2 strokes to the whole card, taking the bogey. We're going to move over to hole number 2. This has a little bit of water to it. You got to make this initial gap and then have just the right speed as you're coming in towards the green.
Yeah, Chris's side, as you see, just highs a little bit early and unfortunately rolled into the water after catching one of those trees.
We saw him go deep first round. He made a great putt putting back at the basket, but this time it looked like he tried to take something off and unfortunately got the bad kick when it came down, and you had just the right speed. That was a Cayman?
Yep, champion Cayman. Wow. Really good shot there by Ben. Just parks it about 5 feet behind the basket.
Yeah, it looks like it came in right at the pin and then just got some kind of a good stop skip. I don't think that's a thing, but we'll call it a stop skip. It just almost stopped perfectly for him.
Oh, yeah.
Trees helping out, and Randon finds himself within inside 25 feet. So this is Chris to hopefully try and save a par.
Mm-hmm. Solid step putt there from Chris. Really, really solid from that range.
Yeah, I think if you could say, Chris, how do you feel about being at 28 feet versus 35 feet? I feel like the 35-footer is the one he'll take all day, and that's a great putt there by Randon.
Yeah, definitely.
And no thought of the water for you? Or was there?
No. That's close enough. That should be in every time.
So even with the OB, there was 3 birdies and a par on that hole. You guys are off to a really good start here. What is that, 6 under in the first 8 opportunities?
Yeah, that's pretty good. And here I'm trying to correct for my mistake during round 2. I went OB right, so just played a nice low shot, skipping out to the left. Looks like Ben's doing something similar here, scooting one up as well.
Just trying to keep it low, get a little of that ground play to bring it all the way to the basket. Getting past that tree that's closest to the basket, you really want to be on the back side of it, and a great shot by Randon.
Yeah, that was fantastic. And Chris throwing his trusty PA3, and he really hated that route.
It was such a good angle. It looked to have just the right speed, and
Yeah.
then he hits the root that just kicks him the other way.
Oof. Good run through that tiny, skinny gap there.
Yeah, and I'll admit I was a little surprised. I felt like the high, kind of maybe fading hyzer was a little bit higher percentage, but Chris liked the route he had. How do you feel about your angle?
I'm feeling pretty good about it. Got just a nice open look there underneath that branch and capitalize.
So 3 for 3, a great start for you. Trying to make up a little bit of that distance between you and Dickerson.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Yeah.
Ben, simmer down. Don't get all loud and out of hand here with your bummer remark. So some cleanup again, seeing 2 birdies, 2 pars, not so bad, as you guys are now going to go out to the open. And we saw some of that wind pickup when you guys headed out to the opening on 4, 5, and 6 last round. We'll see if it's just as bad. Here you are on the top of the box, going with the, I'm going to call it the Lazat route. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah.
Or is this the Thomas route? I don't want to take anything away from you.
I don't know. Simon did it first. Kind of got to give him some props there. But again, with that headwind, just pushing it a little bit shorter than I'd hoped.
So you do find the clearing with no problem, unlike Randon there. Had to pause there. I'm so used to everybody refers to him as Donnie. And are you familiar with the story for that?
I am not actually familiar with the story.
Well, it's definitely the nickname that he's picked up throughout the years, and he's constantly referred to. So sometimes when you actually hear his actual name, just like when you hear about Calvin referred to as Vinny, people get really confused about who are we talking about? Is that not the person on the card?
Yeah.
So he's got a little patent pending standstill to try and get out to the pin.
Yeah. I got a similar putt to the previous round. And unfortunately, a similar result. Ooh. Looked to be online there from Ben. It's a little low.
Good angle. Yep, good angle, and that's not quite enough. Randon's trying to save his par. He's working hard. Oh,
Man.
He just barely dips out on him. And now Chris was parked first round. He's not quite as close this round. We'll see if he can have the same result.
Oh. Same. Man. Those guys both just got nubbed.
Yeah, if you ever think of 2 back-to-back putts doing almost the exact same thing, you'd have to look at both of those.
Yeah.
So we're going to have some tap-ins here, and you can see a little bit of the wind in the background. And now we're pushing probably in the 2:30 time frame as we're here out on this Florida afternoon, taking it in. Nice conditions otherwise, mid to high 70s. And a gorgeous day down here at Markham Park.
Yeah, absolutely. Really nice weather. Nice little reaction there off one of those branches. Puts me nice and close.
Yeah, I feel like that helped you out. It could have kept going to the right, and it feels like a little redirect for you.
Yeah, I was definitely thanking the tree there.
The one tree you got to beat. You just had to go after it. It's definitely worth noting that we saw Chris throw the forehand, and he hit the side of the basket during the first round, and now he goes with a backhand putter. Is that just all because of the wind?
Yeah. So the first round we had a little bit more of a right to left, and then this round is a bit more of a tailwind. So he decided to just go with the straight putter play. Just a little bit low there from the rough's edge.
And I know we talked about it during round number 2, and there's a good putt by Randon, that there are 2 baskets located on all of the holes out here. You guys will be playing to the Prodigy baskets for this round, but there are 2. So if you come out here and you're wondering what's going on, they have 2 installed, which is really great in terms of flexibility of the course and changing things up and really giving you a lot of opportunities to come out and play really whatever course configuration you want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hope there's more courses in the future that have similar style.
And Ben is the lone par being left out of the party.
Yeah.
We'll head across the road. Of course, Latitude 64, the presenting sponsor, along with Joyride Productions. Thank you guys so much for putting on this event. What are you throwing here?
That's a T-Bird 3, just trying to force it over and kind of have it pan towards the basket, but stalls a little too early and will give me like a 50-foot look at the basket. I think Chris has his M3 here, just looking to put it up nice and high and have that wind push it on that anhyzer the whole way.
And kind of like yours, surprisingly, it stalled a little bit, and he had almost an identical result.
Randon looks to be going for the flex forehand up the middle. This catches one of those low-hanging limbs.
And this looks like a great angle if he can stay clear of the individual tree. Yeah, wow. And then he gets a little, I think there's a troll in there that just kicked it right back out for him.
Yeah, that's a great little result there. He'll be similar distance to what Chris was in round 2.
Randon's comes in just a bit hot.
Yeah, kind of give it a little bit of anhyzer, but just pull it a little too much and catch the edge of the tree. And Chris has the same kind of look, just on the opposite side of the tree.
Probably a little bit to his advantage because he can play the hyzer, drop. I see you giving it a little lean, trying to will that one in. But,
Yeah.
that one is at least falling, in the hyzer line for him as opposed to you having to go anhyzer.
Yeah.
I've really watched Randon throughout the years grow, meeting him at, I believe, a Throwdown the Mountain many years ago, and very young kid, and has come up through the ranks, now pushing over 1,000, and just a really incredible player. It's been great to meet him and watch him grow throughout the last few years as well. Oh, Juha over there trying to work you. As he's helping out with Catch Cam, all the way in from Finland, the tournament director or assistant TD of the Toonie out here working Catch Cam for his first time ever, and really learning quickly and doing a great job. So thank you, Juha.
Yeah, he did a good job the whole weekend.
Set up hole 7 for us.
So you kind of got 2 plays. Either got the big hyzer out to the right, or you got the forehand hyzer out to the left. Looks like me and Ben are opting for the hyzer out to the right. And putting's a little bit higher than I'd like, but it finds a putt.
And now Dickerson is going to do the exact opposite. We found him within 3 feet of the pin during the first round that they played this, which was round number 2. And
Yeah.
It's going to put him about 35, maybe 40 feet.
This looks a little bit better. Keep you on that hyzer the whole way. And that looks like a pretty good result there. So me and Ben were kind of on the sidelines here, making a bet whether Chris would hit metal or not. And of course, got a piece of it.
And you had said he would, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can never really second guess Chris and his accuracy really with any shot. Nice.
Wow. Great putt there.
And Randon will capitalize on the solid drive that he had forehand. There's also a pro tip. I love seeing that. Rather than wasting the fresh towel space, he was wiping off the disc on the ground there. And I know that sounds really minor, but you do that a few dozen times throughout the tournament or throughout a round, and you're going to get your towel that much dirtier and muddier that much quicker. So utilize the ground to get some of that excess dirt off.
Yeah, I find it even works faster and better than the towel sometimes.
So after the birdie by Ben, we see him going with a forehand. The 2 trees that he did pass through are mandatory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you really just want to follow this bridge throughout the entire gap, keeping it low to get under those low-hanging branches.
And that's really a fortunate kick.
Mm-hmm. Definitely stays safe. Didn't pass through the Mandos yet, so I'll still have to navigate that. And I just hit the Mando tree a bit high and fall short as well.
Yeah, and similarly, if you hit that and then it kicks out and rolls right or left, you would have then missed the Mando, as we just saw Dickerson do.
Yeah.
So it's bad that you hit it, of course, but you didn't navigate past it, so you're not being penalized, and you can still get up and down for a 3.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely fortunate there for me and Randon.
Solid approach there by Dickerson. And we saw a bogey by Dickerson late in the last round, and we think that might have been his first or only bogey up into that point. And right now, with missing the Mando, he's threatening another one here.
Yeah.
Simple little forehand.
Yeah. Up the basket.
Just trying to alleviate any kind of additional stress. Just walk away with the par there.
Yeah. And yeah, there is Chris's second bogey that we've seen.
And with him moving to 22 under, that means he's only 1 under through the front 8. And a pretty stark contrast to what we saw him do just a few hours earlier during the morning round.
Yeah. Yeah, he just hasn't quite gotten to his groove yet, but hopefully he can do some more good things as we approach the back 9.
And Randon doesn't need any extra nudge to go tap out this time on
Yeah.
hole 8 as opposed to the morning round. We're going to head across the road. We're going to move over to hole number 9. Now, this is considered a par 4, coming in just shy of somewhere around 500 feet, but this requires quite a pull.
Yeah, you're just trying to play this wide hyzer, kind of have it get pushed left by the wind. And it just looks like it gets a little bit flat at the top of the flight there. This looks to be decent, if not flying too far left. He'll be on the edge.
Yeah, a little bit short, but it should be a relatively easy up and down. He doesn't have too much between him and the pin. It's really if you penetrate into it more is when you find the real trouble.
Yeah. So here I'm just going super wide to avoid the trees on the left.
Okay, that'll keep you out, and not too far from where Randon landed, actually. And we watched Chris close out the front 9 from the previous round by parking this shot, so he'd love to duplicate that.
Mm-hmm. It looks like he's throwing his D1 here. But unfortunately, hyzer's out.
I don't know if they have koala bears in Florida, but if they did, that's where I think they would hang out.
Yeah. Wow.
And this is just nasty.
Looks like he's going thumber roller. Oh, just hits a stick on the ground there.
Chris with a little frustration.
Oh my gosh.
And so rarely can you say it, but it doesn't surprise me when Chris Dickerson's involved. I was going to say he almost saves the birdie, so to
Yeah.
speak, with that putt. And how much is that tree branch in your way?
I'm just thinking if I get it over the branch, there's no way I can miss it. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, you did the hard part. You got it up and over the branch, but somehow just you needed about 3 more inches of power.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh,
nice catch.
yeah. Nice jab underneath that branch.
Well, as we start to close things out, we're going to see Randon line up for his putt. Looks like he might be able to go underneath. Yep, he's just short of it. I want to thank you guys for joining us, Thomas. Thank you for joining here on the front nine. We hope that you guys all join us for the back. Looks like you're trying to close that gap between you and Chris. And I'd like to know, everyone, would you rather be putting up and over a branch or through a tiny gap? That's what I'd like to know. Leave it in the comments and you can win a disc. We'll see you on the back.